just a couple of hours ago. We have seen a little bit of some measurable amount of rain here in the last couple of hours or so, and here's why. We have this system that's moving on shore, bringing in widespread cloud cover out there this evening, as well as a good part of your Saturday. Tomorrow is going to be just as the same, but we're not going to be seeing as much in terms of rainfall amounts. Very light. But as we put this in motion, here's Futurecast. Tonight we're looking at those mostly cloudy skies. We're pretty much done with the kind of that steady stream of rain, but early tomorrow morning we'll see this weak system move on shore, bringing in a little bit of some light showers at times, but for the most part it's just going to be an overcast day with gray skies and some cool temperatures. We might see highs right around the upper 50s to low 60s, and then as we head into the early part of the work week, it's going to be a dry start, but heading into the middle part of the week, Tim, we are going to be tracking some cold air moving through, and daytime highs right around the low to mid 50s, and overnight lows toward the end of next week. Get this, just above freezing in a few locations. I'll let you know where that includes coming up in a few minutes.
Okay, Joe, thanks a lot. Well, new tonight, a Portland family is celebrating life after great loss, and they're doing it by giving back to the community at the Portland Farmers Market. Ashley Graham shares Matthew Choi's story.
The Farmers Market, a place to share your passion, to find community, and for the Choi family, a place to remember Matt.
Yeah, I miss him a lot.
He was a son, a brother, a friend, and the founder of Choi's Kimchi.
It's really special for me and Matthew, and he really loved kimchi business and farmers market.
Chong and her son worked side by side and built the business together until Matt tragically lost his life 3 years ago in 2020 after a man broke into his apartment and stabbed him.
You don't ever imagine it, you can't ever think it, can't prepare for it. And so when it happens, you just got to pick up the pieces and go.
And that's what Peter did, mourning his brother while helping his mother run the business.
You kind of take one step at a time and you try to build upon what he did.
Last year, they went one step further, creating the Matthew Choi Farmers Market Vendor Grant.
We want to give back to some up-and-coming businesses who are trying to make it in the market, and if there's any way that we can provide assistance, that's kind of what the grant's about and what this, I guess, Matt's Spirit's about.
They're now raising funds for a second year to continue the work Matt started, helping others pitch a tent and share their hard work.
We still hear stories today from other people how he's touched them or helped their business and how knowledgeable he was about it. So just to hear that, it really feels like his legacy is still continuing.
For both Chong and Peter, it's about looking ahead and celebrating a life well lived.
I like to continue, the Matthew Foundation work.
Just to be able to share Matt and just that spirit, I think helps the healing process.
And if you missed out on the farmers market, don't worry, you can still donate. And you can find that information at KGW.com. You can also buy Choi's Kimchi every weekend at the Portland Farmers Market. Reporting in downtown Portland, I'm Ashley Grams, KGW News.
Great tribute there. Well, in developing news tonight, an Oregon rock climber has been arrested for planning a violent attack in Deschutes County. The sheriff's office says 39-year-old Portland resident Samson Garner faces several charges, including attempted murder, assault, and unlawful use of a weapon, after they found evidence in his car of a planned attack at a rock climbing event at Smith Rock State Park. Deschutes County and Portland detectives worked for several days to investigate the case and stopped Garner while he was in Deschutes County. Detectives haven't reported a motive, but do believe he was acting alone. Also developing tonight, Portland police are looking for the driver involved in a deadly hit and run in downtown Portland. This happened about 4:30 this morning on Southwest Nadeau Parkway at the ramp connected to the Morrison Bridge. When police and emergency crews arrived, they found a person believed to be an adult male dead at the scene. No word on a description of the vehicle or suspect, but you are asked to call police if you have any information about that hit and run. Well, tonight, the man suspected of killing a mother and daughter back in March faces a disturbing new charge. Alma McCarty brings us the update.
The state's filed a new probable cause statement.
On Friday, Kirkland Warren, the man charged with abducting and killing a Vancouver mother and daughter, went before a judge in Clark County to face a new allegation: rape of a child.
In this matter, I found there's sufficient evidence to believe you committed this crime.
Miche Melendez and 7-year-old Layla Stewart went missing mid-March, last seen in a car with Warren. On March 22nd, deputies found the bodies of mother and daughter near Washougal. Investigators say both had been shot in the head. Prosecutors later charged Warren, already in jail at the time, for a parole violation with 2 counts of first-degree murder. Warren pled not guilty on both counts. Then test results of forensic evidence processed by the Washington State Patrol Crime Lab came back this week, leading to the additional charge.
She's definitely broken.
Outside the courthouse, friends and advocates of the family tell KGW they're shocked, saddened, and continuing to fight for justice.
Since hearing the news yesterday, it's been mind-boggling to think what he did to this 7-year-old little girl.
Alma McCarty reporting there. Now, Warren remains behind bars awaiting trial. That is set to begin in January. He also has a pending murder charge in Arkansas.
Well, look, that's been long serving. I'm just delighted we're able to get you out. We've been working on it a long time. We're gonna get them all out, God willing.
We are hearing from President Biden as he talks to the American mother and daughter released by Hamas on Friday. The release was first announced by a Hamas military spokesman, saying the group freed the 2 hostages for, quote, humanitarian reasons. They also told NBC News the group is willing to release all civilians if Israel stops its attacks. Meanwhile, Israeli troops are preparing for the next stage of war and continuing to station tanks along the border of Gaza. Israeli Prime Minister Benjamin Netanyahu vowed to fight until victory, in his words, in Gaza, signaling no pause in his military's expected invasion. More than 4,100 Palestinians have been killed during the attacks, and more than 1 million people have been displaced. That's according to Palestinian officials. Well, for the first time, a Portland woman who survived a plane crash in Malaysia reunited with the man who helped rescue her. It was a reunion 46 years in the making. Laurel Porter caught up with her when she returned from Malaysia. She tells us about the crash that changed both her life and that of the man who helped save her.
Portland International Airport, a hub for travelers coming and going from all ends of the earth. Maria Burkhart Briley and her partner Tony pick up their bags after a 15-hour flight home from Malaysia.
Yay, got my bags.
But it's what Maria unpacked half a world away that has made this journey so remarkable.
It was a life-changing trip. I feel like I've been trying to make this trip my whole life.
The journey lightened the load of memories she's carried for 46 years of another flight that nearly made this one an impossibility.
I remember people screaming and crying and like the oxygen masks dropping down and bodies everywhere and the lights kind of.
Back safely in her North Portland home, Maria remembers Japan Airlines Flight 715.
Rescuers came. It just looks disintegrated, to say the least.
It crashed in bad weather on September 27, 1977. Maria was on that plane with her parents, returning from the U.S. to Malaysia where they lived.
It was quite violent. The plane actually broke in half.
A toddler, not even 3 years old, Maria and her mother survived the crash, but 34 people did not, including Maria's father, an electronics manager at a factory in Malaysia.
She was still in her seat with my dad, my dad did pass away from that crash. So.
Maria was sent back to the U.S. to recover and never returned to Malaysia until mid-August. A trip to see where she was born, where her father died, and to give thanks to a man who helped save her.
I felt like I looked stunned, and he was just taking me, and he's so young, and it does make me tear up.
A long-awaited reunion captured on Malaysian television.
46 years on, Nadiswaran was finally reunited with Maria, who came down to Malaysia from the United States.
God had a hand in saving me and making sure Nadis was in the right place at the right time. And
in 1977, a young Raja Nadiswaran was a part-time sports reporter, typing up a story when the crash happened. With everyone else on assignment, he was sent to cover it. Arriving before ambulances, first responders handed Nadiswaran a child to take to the hospital, little Maria. Thrown from her mother's arms in the crash onto a pile of rubber tree leaves.
Take her to the hospital. So it's awfully cold. So I took off the shirt I was wearing, covered her, and I went off by body.
Video of their reunion went viral. Maria and Nadiswaran spent several days together, including touring the crash site. Back home in Portland, she shared video of their visit.
I like this because I caught Nadis here. And this is literally at the site that it happened. I'm glad to hear that.
The crash site is soon to be developed, but property owners saved part of the wreckage.
This is a part of the seat.
Showing Maria, the first survivor, to return.
It's amazing that this is here. I never thought that I would see this.
A chance to remember those who didn't make it, especially her father.
It was a little overwhelming, intense kind of spiritual moment. So yeah, just remembering him there and the other people that had passed there.
A moment shared with the man who got her to safety.
It feels father, like I'm with my father, kind of, when I'm with Nadis.
Yeah. Yes, newborn daughter, yeah.
There you are. Hi, Nadis. Hi.
Nadiswaran always wondered what happened to the little girl he helped rescue. They finally found each other during the pandemic online and have kept in touch on Skype and WhatsApp ever since.
What else is new on your side?
Spending time with my son and Tony and my mom. That's about the extent of it, but I do miss being on vacation.
Helping save Maria's life also changed Nadiswaran's life.
Here she is. This is Laurel.
Hi there, Nadis. He was no longer a part-time sports reporter, barely making ends meet.
I understand you've become quite a famous, well-respected, well-known journalist.
Yes, I worked my way. I created a niche market in journalism by going into investigative journalism. I pioneered it in Malaysia.
As for Maria, she would go on to become a nurse, to lift up others and help them heal, raise a son, and help support her mother who lives with her. All because a young sports writer decades ago cared enough to carry a little girl to safety.
What do you feel like you owe him?
Everlasting gratefulness for his keeping me safe and keeping me healthy and making sure that I made it through that.
A bond born of tragedy that gave each new life, and years later, a treasured friendship.
It was great talking to you.
Nice talking to you.
And we'll talk again.
Okay, well, I'll talk soon, I hope.
Okay, bye.
Bye, Nadis. Take care.